Some people don't just think, they rehearse. A conversation that hasn't happened yet, an argument that may never happen, a moment where they finally say the perfect thing, or a future where everything goes wrong. It happens so often that it starts to feel normal. After a while, it feels like you're living two lives, one in the real world and one inside your head. That's what this video is about. Why your mind creates fake scenarios. Not because you're strange, not because you're weak, but because your brain is trying to do a job. The problem is that it often does that job in the wrong way. Let's understand it. The first thing to know is this: your brain is built to predict. That simply means it keeps trying to guess what might happen next. It does this all day. When you walk down the stairs, your brain predicts where your foot will land. When someone calls your name, your brain predicts what they might say. Prediction is useful. It helps you react faster. It helps you stay safe. But sometimes this same ability goes too far. Instead of predicting the next few seconds, it starts predicting whole stories. Stories about tomorrow. Stories about next week. Stories about people. Stories about yourself. That's when fake scenarios begin. Imagine you're waiting for someone to reply to your message. 5 minutes pass, then 10. Nothing. Your brain doesn't like empty space, so it fills that space with a story. Maybe they're angry. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they don't like me anymore. Notice what happened. Nothing actually happened. Only silence happened. But your brain turned silence into a complete movie. Not because it knew the truth, because it wanted an answer. The brain often prefers a wrong answer over no answer at all. That brings us to something psychologists call uncertainty. Uncertainty simply means not knowing what will happen. Most people think they hate bad news. Usually, they hate uncertainty even more. When you don't know what's coming, your brain starts making possibilities. It believes that if it imagines every outcome, it will be ready for anything. It feels helpful, but most of the time, it isn't. Think about an interview. The day before, someone imagines getting every question wrong. They imagine forgetting their words. They imagine the interviewer looking disappointed. Then the interview actually happens. Most of those scenes never happened. The suffering happened before the event even started. This is something many people don't notice. The body reacts to imagination almost like it reacts to reality. If you imagine someone shouting at you, your heart can beat faster. Your muscles become tight. Your breathing changes. Nothing happened, but your body prepares as if it did. That's why fake scenarios can feel so real. Now here's something even more important. Not every fake scenario is negative. Sometimes people imagine becoming famous, winning every argument, meeting someone who finally understands them, getting respect from everyone. These dreams feel good for a while. But if they happen all day, they create another problem. Real life starts feeling slow, because real life moves one step at a time. Your imagination moves in seconds. Your mind reaches the finish line. Your real life is still tying its shoes. Over time, that gap becomes frustrating. So why does the brain keep doing this? Because it thinks it's protecting you. Think about a parent who worries every time their child leaves home. The worry doesn't stop the danger, but the parent feels that worrying means caring. The brain works in a similar way. It quietly believes that thinking more means preparing more. But thinking and preparing are not the same thing. Imagine someone wants to learn swimming. Every night they imagine jumping into the water. They imagine moving their hands perfectly. They imagine reaching the other side. Months pass. they still never enter the pool. Nothing changed because imagination cannot replace experience. The same thing happens with life. Ask yourself one question. Is this a prediction or is this reality? That's it. When a scene appears in your mind, don't fight it. Just ask, did this actually happen? Or is my brain trying to guess the future? That one question creates space. Instead of getting pulled into the story, you start looking at it from the outside. Here's a simple example. You wave at someone across the road. They don't wave back. Your brain immediately says they ignored you. Stop there. Ask the question, is that reality? No. Reality is only this. You waved, they didn't respond. Everything after that is a prediction. Maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they were distracted. Maybe they were thinking about something else. Reality is usually much smaller than the stories we build around it. Here's something you can do today. The next time you notice yourself living inside a fake conversation, don't try to stop thinking. That usually makes the thoughts stronger. Instead, quietly name what is happening. You can simply say to yourself, this is a story my brain is creating. Not because it's true, because it's trying to protect me. Then, gently bring your attention back to whatever you're actually doing. If you're drinking tea, notice the tea. If you're walking, notice your steps. If you're talking to someone, listen to their words instead of the conversation happening inside your head. Little by little, your mind learns something important. It doesn't have to solve every future before it arrives. Most of life is understood by living it, not by rehearsing it. If you've been creating fake scenarios for years, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind learned a habit, and habits can change. You're not someone who is trapped inside your thoughts. You're someone who can learn to notice them without believing every one of them. What's one fake story your mind keeps repeating that you can finally stop treating as reality? If you'd like a free resource to help you understand your own mind better, you'll find it in the description. See you in the next one.